Hello children, welcome to the English language session. Today we will learn a very important grammar concept, direct and indirect speech. Please keep your pen and paper handy to make note of important points. Let's say, suppose your teacher told you that you needed a new uniform. You want to convey this to your father. How will you do it? You can do it in either of these two ways. First, my teacher said to me, in inverted commas, you need a new uniform. Or, my teacher told me that I needed a new uniform. So what is the difference in these two sentences? In the first one, you have repeated your teacher's exact words. In order to make it clear that you are repeating those words, you have put them in quotation marks or inverted commas. This method of quoting someone is called direct speech or direct narration. Whereas in the second sentence, you have put in your own words what the teacher said. This method of quoting someone is called indirect speech or indirect narration. So we can say speaker's words can be narrated in two ways. First, directly, which is called as direct speech, or indirectly, which is called as indirect speech. So let's understand in detail direct and indirect speech in this presentation. Let's understand direct speech or direct narration in detail. Look at the example. My teacher said to me, comma, in open inverted commas, you need a new uniform, close inverted commas. Here, the word said is the reporting verb which is in past tense, and you need a new uniform is a reported speech. As this reported speech is within the quotation or inverted commas, it is called direct speech. Let's note the following points about direct speech. The first point is the exact words used by the speaker are reproduced. The speaker is also mentioned. In the example, my teacher is the speaker. The direct speech is always enclosed within inverted commas. The first word of the direct speech begins with a capital letter. Here, the first word is you, and it starts with a capital letter. The next point is, the direct speech is separated from rest of the sentence by a comma. For example, Jyoti said, comma, mother is going for a walk. Here, the reported speech is separated from the speaker and the verb by a comma. Sometimes, the reported speech may be placed before the speaker's name and the reporting verb. For example, mother is going for a walk, said Jyoti. Let's understand indirect speech or indirect narration in detail. Let's look at the example. Jyoti said that mother was going for a walk. Here, no inverted commas are used. No comma is used to separate the reported speech from rest of the sentence. A conjunction that is used to join the reported speech with the rest of the sentence. While changing from direct speech to indirect, tenses, pronouns, possessive adjectives, and words denoting nearness of time and position undergo certain changes. Now let's understand this with an example. Manjeet said, I am happy today. Can you identify the kind of sentence? Yes, it's a direct speech because the reported speech is in exact words of the speaker. Who is the speaker here? Manjeet. Which is the reporting verb? Said. And what is the reported speech or direct quote? I am happy today. Now let's convert it into indirect speech. The indirect speech will be, Manjeet said that she was happy that day. Notice the change that took place in the indirect speech sentence. First, addition of the conjunction that after the reporting verb said. Change of pronoun from I to she in the indirect speech. Change of tense from simple present to simple past, from am to was. And change in the word denoting time, that is today becomes that day. Now let's understand these rules, that is change of tense, change of pronoun, change of words denoting time and place in detail. Now let's understand rules for change of pronouns and possessive adjectives. While changing from direct to indirect speech, pronouns and possessive adjective undergo following changes. Now look at the table carefully. Pronouns like I will be he or she in the indirect speech. You will be I, she, he, we, they in the indirect speech according to the sentence. We will be they. Me will be him or her. You will be him, her, us or them. Us will be them in the indirect speech. Possessive adjectives will undergo following changes. My will be his or her. Your will be my, his, her, our, their. Our will be their in the indirect speech. Mine will be his or her in the indirect speech. Your will be mine, his, her, ours, theirs in the indirect speech. And ours will change to theirs in the indirect speech. Now let's try to understand this with examples. I said, I have done my work. Now here I is in first person. So the indirect sentence will be, I said that I had done my work. So whenever there is I said, that is I in first person pronoun, there will be no change in the pronoun in the indirect speech. Now let's look at the second sentence. You said, I have done my work. Here you is second person. So what will be the indirect speech? You said that you have done your work. Now I has changed to you and my work has changed to your work. Now let's see another example. He said that I have done my work. Here he is third person. So what will be the change in pronoun in the indirect speech? He said that he had done his work. I has changed to he and my has changed to his. Now let's understand the rules for changing words denoting time and position. When we change direct speech into indirect, some words denoting nearness of time or position are changed into suitable words denoting distance. Now take a careful look at the table. Today will become that day in the reported speech. Now will be then. Tonight will be that day. Last will be the before or the previous day. Yesterday will become the day before. Ago will be before. Last week will be the week before in the indirect speech. Next year will be the following year. Tomorrow will be the next day or the following day. Here will become there. This will become that. And these will become those. Now let's try to understand this with few examples. The receptionist said the principal is busy today. The indirect speech will be, the receptionist said that the principal was busy that day. So today has become that day in the indirect speech. The next sentence is, his father said, we will construct a house here. The indirect speech will be, his father said that they would construct a house there. So here has become there in the indirect speech. The next sentence is, they said, we saw this place 3 days ago. The indirect speech would be, they said that they had seen that place 3 days before. So ago has become before. Now let's understand the most important rule, that is change of tenses. Now first let's understand what change will happen when the reported speech is in present tense. If the reported speech, that is the quote, is in simple present, the tense will change to simple past in the indirect speech. Now let's try to understand with an example. The first example is, she said, I work in a hospital. Now what is the reporting verb here? Said. What is the tense of the reporting verb? Simple past tense. Now look at the quote or the reported speech. I work in a hospital. What is the verb here? Work. And what is the tense of the verb? Simple present tense. So, when we change this into indirect speech, the reported speech will change into simple past. So the sentence will be, she said that she worked in a hospital. Note the changes. Firstly, we connected it with conjunction that. Then the pronoun changed from I to she, as the speaker is in third person, that is she. And then the verb changed from work to worked, from simple present to simple past. Let's look at the second sentence. He said, I am unwell. Here the quote, I am unwell, is in simple present tense. So what will be the indirect speech? He said that he was unwell. Moving further, if the reported speech or the quote is in present progressive tense, it will change into past progressive tense in the indirect speech. Now let's look at the example. He said, I am waiting for someone. So what will be the reported speech or the indirect speech? He said that he was waiting for someone. Let's look at another example. I said, she is driving a car. So what will be the indirect speech? I said that she was driving a car. Moving further, present perfect tense changes into past perfect tense. For example, she said, I have completed the work. The indirect speech will be, she said that she had completed the work. Next sentence, he said, she has washed the shirt. The indirect speech will be, he said that she had washed the shirts. Present perfect progressive tense will change into past perfect progressive tense. For example, she said, I have been working in a factory for 2 years. The indirect speech will be, she said that she had been working in a factory for 2 years. Children, note that present tense will change into corresponding past tense. For example, simple present will become simple past. Present progressive tense will change into past progressive tense. Present perfect tense will change into past perfect tense. And present perfect progressive tense will change into past perfect progressive tense. Now let's see what changes will happen if the quote is in past tense. Past simple will change into past perfect. For example, he said, I started a job. Here the verb is started in the reported speech, which is in past tense. So now let's see what will be the indirect speech. He said that he had started a job. Here, simple past changed into past perfect. Now let's see another example. They said, we went to a market. Now went is in simple past. Now the indirect speech will be, they said that they had gone to a market. Now had gone is past perfect. Now past progressive changes into past perfect progressive. For example, he said, I was writing a poem. Now was writing is in past progressive. Now let's see what will be the indirect speech. He said that he had been writing a poem. Had been writing is in past perfect progressive. Now let's see another example. The kids said we were playing a game. Were playing is in past progressive. The indirect speech will be, the kids said that they had been playing a game. Had been playing is in past perfect progressive. Past perfect changes into past perfect. It means no change will happen in the tense. The reported speech or the quote will remain unchanged. For example, they said we had won the game. The indirect speech will be, they said that they had won the game. Here the verb did not change. Just you have to add that and the pronouns will change. The other example is, he said I had gone to play. So the indirect speech will be, he said that he had gone to play. Now let's see what will happen when the quote is in future tense. Simple future tense will changes into would. She said, I will go to London. The indirect speech will be, she said that she would go to London. The other sentence is, they said to me, we will help you. The indirect speech will be, they said to me that they would help me. Now will be changes into would be. For example, David said, I will be making tea. The indirect speech will be, David said that he would be making tea. The other sentence is, they said, we will not be driving a car. The indirect speech would be, they said that they would not be driving a car. So will be changes into would be. The last one is future perfect tense will have changes into would have. She said, I will have cooked the food. The indirect speech will be, she said that she would have cooked the food. The other example, he said, I will have cleaned the room. Indirect sentences, he said that he would have cleaned the room. Children, remember, if the reporting verb is in present tense or a future tense, the tense of the verbs in the reported speech remains unchanged. For example, the teacher says, the exams will begin on Monday. Here, what is the reporting verb? Says. And it is in simple present. So, the reported speech or the indirect speech will be, the teacher says that the exams will begin on Monday. You just connect that and the sentence remains unchanged because the reporting verb is in simple present tense. Now let's look at the next sentence. My father will say books have become costly. Now what is the reporting verb here? Will say. And it is in which tense? Simple future. So the indirect speech will be, my father will say that books have become costly. Here, there is no change in the indirect speech because the reporting verb is in simple future tense. Now let's look at another example. Mother has said the breakfast is ready. Now what is the reporting verb here? Has said, which is in present perfect. So the indirect speech will be Mother has said that the breakfast is ready. So now let's solve the exercise. Change from direct speech to indirect speech. The first sentence is, they said they take exercise every day. Now look at the reported speech. And what is the tense of it? Simple present. So what will be the tense of indirect speech? Simple past. As the reporting verb said is in past tense. So the answer is, they said that they took exercise every day. The next sentence is, they said they are taking exercise every day. So what is the tense of the reported speech? Present continuous. So what will be the tense in the indirect speech? Past continuous. So the sentence is, they said that they were taking exercise every day. The next sentence is, they said they had taken exercise. Now in this sentence, the reported speech is in past perfect. As per the rule, there will be no change if the tense is past perfect. So, what will be the sentence? They said that they had taken exercise every day. Just connected by the conjunction that. The next sentence is, they said they have been taking exercise since morning. Here the tense of the reported speech is present perfect continuous. So what will be the tense in this indirect speech? Past perfect continuous. So the sentence will be, they said that they had been taking exercise since morning. The next sentence is, they were taking exercise. Now here the reported speech is in past continuous. So what will be the tense in the indirect speech? Past perfect continuous. So the sentence will be, they said that they had been taking exercise. The next sentence is, they said they will take exercise. The indirect speech is, they said that they would take exercise. The next one is, she says everybody was here. Now the reporting verb says is in present tense. So the indirect speech will remain as it is, like she says that everybody was there. Just a change, that is connecting the sentence, and here will become there. The next one is, he says he wants to buy these books. So the answer is, he says that he wants to buy those books. The next sentence is, she said, I am going to see him tonight. So what will be the sentence? She said that she was going to see him that night. Let's have a quick recap of what we learned today. Direct speech is a sentence in which the exact words spoken are reproduced in speech marks, that is, quotation marks, whereas indirect speech is conveyed in the reported words. While converting direct speech sentences into indirect, following things should be kept in the mind: changes in tenses, changes in pronoun, and changes in words denoting time and position. Here's an activity on reported speech. There are two exercises on your screen. First one, you will have to fill in the blanks with appropriate reporting verb. Clues are given in the box above. And the other exercise is, rewrite what Daniel say in reported speech. A paragraph is given, and based on the paragraph, complete the below given lines in reported speech. Children, now we have come to the end of this presentation and the topic direct-indirect speech. As this topic is very tricky and confusing, practice solving exercises from your essential grammar book and solve the essays sincerely, which you will soon receive it. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.